Welcome our channel the Tech Science. Today the breaking news the what is romantic the questions on 17 reasonable romantic questions you asked to use about the science of love and the sex. The what is a love in the air? The but what does not any mean you ask use a lot of the questions about love. Do you mean her the science is really keep to romance of a life? The what is to opposite really attract number one? The all throg is throgs to the two sides of magnets so far in a people. The science so no. In fact, since the mind, the 16 seconds of scientists have been studying this and found that not only are people attracted to those with similar views, but attraction actually increases to more your attitude align with the other people. The more the recently is 2008, the researchers they conducted a large review the studies of attraction on similarity. Together they looked at the over 300 studies on 35,000 people and they found no strong evidence to opposite attracting. The scientists are investigating the future in 2013 and while they still concluded the people the more attracted to those with a similar attitude, they also the highlighted to negative similarities leads to evidence rather than attraction. The what is in number two is being the single bad to your health. Yeah, of course, the sometimes argues to begin is the relationship can offer the health benefits. The researchers, the city test to support of the argument says this knows the who has married an average healthier than those who are not. However, the situation is likely to be much more the complex than this. For example, it's not clear whether the relationship offers the health benefits or whether there are other explanations for association. The furthermore, the whereas begins a relationship may is linked the certain the health advantages is a good being health risks too. Riches is the suggest for the examples that the people who are married are more likely to be overweight than those who are not. The finally one size of do not feel all, whereas beings have the relationships may bring the certain advantages. The beginning is a dysfunctional, the one is unlikely to has two. The welcome the thought questions why our lips are red really thought in his the 1916 zoologist Jesmol Morris the suggests that a woman's lips evolve the single sexual repetitions by mimicking increased blood flow the genitalia. The researchers has shown the men to find the color red attractive, but how the 2012 the study at University of Kent found that the mean does not prefer a red vulva, specifically the over a pink one. The slip the color might just be the consequence, the thinner skin there which improves the sensitivity. What is number 4? The question has anybody on 6 in the space? Yeah, no, absolutely. The spacecraft has to crams to publics to keep an unauthorized jerk Sinningan secrets of bringing the catch would almost certainly guarantee that the participants would never go into space again. Officially, the Sanside, the research has begun in 2% sleeping bags that might allow the weightless the sex, but so far as nobody has actually the tested them. On what is in number 5 questions? Why don't humans have penis the bones? The penis bones, the bacterium is common to a lot of the placental mammals, but by no means all them. It seems to have evolved independently 9 times in a different mammals line gives, but it has also the subsequently been the lost in many cases. Among the primates, humans are only ones without a backflum. Although it is tiny is Golians on chimpanzees. The backflum allows the prolonged the penetration on this normally is the only presence in animals that mates for longer than 3 minutes The lengthy sex seasons are not adaptations to maximize the male's chances of impregnating the female. The humans evolved the monogamy as a reproductive strategy, which along with other social rules reduces the risk of the females, the mating with the reverse of the male. The men can therefore get away the such the copulations of the time. What is the number 6? Are humans naturally the monogamous? The absolutely right, but humans are not the sexually the monogamous in the sense the many birds are. The geese form the lifelong the couples and virtually they never made this. Anyone should expect this partner. We are the terms the socially monogamous. The life has the couples, but the relationships are not the payments on some sex accused outside this relationship. There are the three main explanations of why social monogamy evolves in humans, and biologists are still arguing which one of the most important. It means to because the human babies needed a lot of lookings to after the suitable the couples can say the parenting's burden, or it could be the because the men want to stay the close to prevent their partners for cheating, and it could not also to be the strategy to women of Yavas to discourage men from the killing the infants. There's a suspense on nowadays. The monogamous in humans are the beneficial of the because the increased chances of raising the offspring. You know that, but the actually the very rare animals, less than the 10% of mammal species of monogamous compared with 19% of bird species. Even in primates, where is more commonly known about the quarter species or monogamous, our early ancestors were not monogamous, and the practice probably did not take still Homo erectus ambushed or around 1.9 million years ago. What is the seven? Why the peoples are only attracted to certain other people? This answers means to tend to seek the most short-term relationship and look the physical attractiveness. Women also seek the good-looking the short-term materials, while the long-term the partners they are more interested in the resource. The seeking is man who will provide for them and any children. These are the trade-offs between looks and health, and the desires to find someone similar in education, religions, intelligence, and wanting a family. The few peoples and ways of these underlying the regions on the same effect have been some measures in certain the cultures across the 6 continents. As the sexual orientations and many genetic the hormonal and other effects contributes to people's the find other than own sex of more attractive. This is real. What is the 8 questions of why do humans are affected by the kissing? It is not just humans that enjoy the smooch. The lots of the animals have the courtship, the behaviors involving this mouth. The pigeons touch beaks, cats and dogs nuzzle each other, male fruit files lick of the females. On the most the basic levels of the kissing as just is the testing of touching. The potential mate has part of the process of the assessing the suitability. In primate stroke, the kissing of the mites also to be the behavior that has a transfers from the maternal feeding. We depends to our the first meals on our abilities to suckle. On the positive feedback, the mechanisms that evolves to encourage the infants. To this the last into the adulthood, the kissing the tigers, the lots of the hormone changes, including rising to oxytocin levels, the hormone that creates absence of the attachment. This means the kissing is virtual the universes all human cultures, so it's possible that the incentivate you, but one of the other hand, we generally have the sex face to the face of our mouths already close together. So it has the behaviors to the stumble the upon. The next question is what is found are only the species with the females the experience of orgasms. All females, the males have the clitoris, the source of the purpose of the which is a react of the sexual the stimulation, On the presumes the stimulation has evolved of the pleasurables of the most of the species, but the establishing the vessels of the sexual the pleasure are actually the tips or organism is hard. The female tips of the macaque, the monkeys and cows have all been stimulated in the lab of the point the experiencing vaginal and uterine contraction which goes suggest to other female animals at least the capable organs. Whether they regularly have this during the normal the copulation is much of the less the certain. The most animal the sex is very the brief or often the quite violent. Behind the mammals in the case of the females organs, in more the chinus the reptiles have the penetrative sex. Pest families would benefit from the organism just a mouths of the mammals, but I don't think anyone has even the ties to the detects of the female organism in the crocodiles of the snake. The most of the females the deposits of the sperms is has the how this would tigers organism between the most of the executive females. Those the invertebrates that the practice internal the fertilization don't have the earnest of the nervous system for fleas and organisms to the meaningfuls of the labels. What is the 10th question? Is there any science behind the love at the first sight? When the people that describes how the mate is the partner, then the after that describe the how there's the eyes the met across, then the room, they face stood out from the crowd. The now the scientist believes there's a wine people with the potential of the partner. This the immediate the eye movements could be the telltale the sign then after the love or last. The researchers for the University of the Chicago analyzed the people's eye movements as they viewed black on white photos of the both couples and attracted the strangers on the just the vessels of the people saw the educating the feelings and sexual desires of the romantics of love. The results of the reviews of interesting the passion when the subject gesture of the stranger has a defeating feeling, a romantic feeling. Their eyes the stranger fixed of the stranger of the face. However, the substance of the photo was executed the sexual desires, their eyes, the stances of the world, the rest of the stances of the body. By the identifying the eyes, the patterns of the specifics to the love, the related the stimuli, the study of the many that contributed to the development of the biomarkers that differentiated feeling. The romantics allow the vessels of the sexual desire, in the zone the capicos of who the catheterized is research as eye tracking the models may offers a new avenue diagnosis for the routine the clinical exams in pituitary on the couple of the therapy. The what is the more the scientists have found the subjects of the gestaments can accuse the halves of seconds suggesting the way of the categorize whether the feel lust or love the new people is inherently an instrument. This is image the relations between two top tens of the questions of the reasonable the romantic questions or love. The next part of the two, the 7 reasonable the romantic questions are linked is about the situation, the part 2, the video. The thanks for watching the likes and share and subscribe and bell icon. Goodbye.